Good Monday morning, everybody, and welcome back to another agent call review. As I say on every single call review, this is something that everyone should have their mentor do for them. No matter whether it's a good call or a bad call, it is so important to know exactly what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right so you can, in hopes, do what's right all the time. It ain't easy being cheesy, so if you would do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment below of what you thought of the call. So I'm actually going to be doing something a little different today. The fact that the call I'm going to review is less about actually reviewing how the agent handled it and more to show you guys what a suspect really sounds like. You want to make sure to spend your time with the right people. This call is actually going to be a great example of someone that you should just let go, and maybe eventually he'll make his decision, but you wind up wasting more time with someone like this than what it's worth when you could be talking to people who are really interested. And now, without further ado, let's get this thing started.
Hello?
Hey, this is. I was giving you a shout for a follow-up. We had spoke about a week and a half ago, and you asked me to give you a call back today for the final expense life insurance programs.
Oh yeah. I've been thinking about that and I haven't really put enough thought into it to make a decision yet.
What is there to decide on? Do you? I guess the question is, do you know that
It
you need something, or do you think
well,
you're
yeah, it's something that I think that I should have. I've got enough burial expense, and like I said, I have a lady friend that uh she's not that real great of health herself, and I just wanted to help her out if anything ever happens to me.
so? Then that
Now,
sounds like.
now, would your life insurance policies be able to do that for me or not? Or is there rules on your where it has to
No,
be spent? It can be
no.
spent on anything. Okay.
Right. The money goes directly to her, and there's no court, no probate court. She doesn't have to have an attorney or a lawyer, nothing like that.
She doesn't. Okay. Uh, the problem is right now I think I'm going to get it, but I don't know how much I want.
Okay, well,
I don't know how much I want.
I gave you a couple of options. We can give you less if you want, but we looked at a 12,000, a 15,000, and an $18,000 option. Now, if
Yeah.
you want to give her, 10 or 8, we can do that too. That's not a problem. But the
Yeah.
the question is which one do you want? Because you have to actually get approved, right? It's not like they just give it away. So I have to do the application process to verify that you're actually approved. I put in all the so these are the lowest rates available, and then once you got it, it's never they'll never charge you more. They can never take it away from you. They can never do anything. It's it's solid and it's day one. So if you got it today and something happened and you croaked in a month, the policy would pay out right away. There would be no reason to wait around. Does that make sense? No waiting period of any kind.
Well, yeah, but it's still that I haven't decided how much that I want to get. And
Right.
I've been real busy lately because I'm thinking about. I have a real small house, and I've been looking at this other house that's bigger. I'm thinking about buying the bigger house and selling this little house. And there's so many things on my mind, and then I'm getting ready to go next weekend. I'm going on a 4-day vacation. So, and then Tuesday I got a colonoscopy scheduled. So, all these things are going on at the same time. So, I really
Right.
haven't thought a lot about the life insurance.
Well, let me
I
ask
keep
you a
thinking
question.
about it.
That let me ask you a question that might help you and get to the bottom. So, two things you need to think of. Is it really important to make sure you have something? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Okay. So hold
I'm
on, hold on.
considering I'm considering this house, this bigger house, and everything into everything, the final equation.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's do this. That could take 6 months to do. Right. The house
What?
thing. The house
Well,
thing.
the decision won't take 6 months.
So why wouldn't you put something smaller in place so that you have something, and then once that's all finalized and you decide what you're really going to do, if you have room, you can add some more later.
What's the $8,000 cost? I don't know if I got that the last time I talked to you.
Let me pull it up for us real quick, and I will tell you. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and see if there's another discount I can put in here for you. And just to clarify, that's the birthday, right?
Right.
Okay. So if I can get you the preferred rate, which is what I think I can get you, that's what I quoted you. It's going to be $98.
And that never changes.
Never changes. Day one.
$98 for 8,000.
Yep. And you build cash value. You have accidentals included. Day one coverage, so anything happens to you, it goes immediately.
So we are about halfway through this call now, and you can hear that he seems to kind of come off a little strong. But what we don't know right now is that he's actually had many, many calls with this guy, and he actually goes into that later on in the call. Really important for you guys to hear how he kind of brings that up and talks about that. So stick around for the rest of the call. You might actually get a kick out of it too. So I just want to note that it seems like he's coming off really strong, but he's not actually. Not that I believe that he really could have done something with this guy. Just a little bit better way to position it right out the gate is whenever he's thinking and, he's trying to make the decision and so forth. He could have just said, "Hey, look, so it sounds like you've actually got a lot of irons in the fire. And what might actually make this a whole lot easier for you is if we just focus on the bottom line of your budget, just get something in place. And then I'm going to be here for you for the rest of your life. Meaning, if you need to add to this, we always can. But life insurance does not get cheaper tomorrow. It will never be as cheap as what it is today. So if we get something in place, we can always make a change down the road. He does sound like a real tire kicker, but it's just a different position that you could take. So one of the key signs that this guy is a true suspect or about as suspect as they come is he keeps talking about all these different things he's doing and maybe he does have a lot of things going on. But again, this goes back to look, it doesn't get any cheaper tomorrow. So you need to make a decision now and at least get something. Then you know that you got the best rate today. So he talks about how he's got this bigger house that he's going to buy. He's got vacations and all these different things. So you really want to listen to those cues. If they keep talking about all these things that seem to be more important than getting something that would save them money for the future, then it's probably not a high enough priority. And maybe down the road, maybe in a couple of years, it will be this guy will actually shit and get off the pot, as they say. But you have to be able to tell that now because, as I mentioned, it's really important to kind of put these people to the side and maybe you follow up with them way down the road, but put these people to the side because there are other people out there who are looking for life insurance, are ready to buy. And more time you spend with people like this, the less time you will actually get with people who are actually ready to buy right now. So really listen to some of the things that this guy is saying because the majority of what he says is truly suspect and will give you a great insight as to what to listen for when you're talking to people like this.
To her broker support, and you also get actual help paying for your cremation or burial as well. They give you between 25 to 35% discount on whatever the funeral home charges you. So that's all included in the plan. You don't pay any extra for any of those benefits. It's just part of the senior program for seniors in your situation. Anybody over the age of
Okay, if I have $8,000 that goes to her, you say it still helps my funeral?
Correct. Yeah, they can still help with the funeral expenses.
Well, what if I already have a $7,000 paid up with a certain funeral home? Now, does it still help? Does
Yeah,
it
they'll
still
still
help?
help. Yeah, they'll still help.
Okay, but I didn't know how they would still help if I
Yeah,
had
so
7,000.
how they would still help is if a burial is more than 7,000 today. Nationwide, the minimum burial is $10,000. So there's a $3,000 difference, right, between your 7 and the 10,000 that the national is today. Now, if you live another 30 years, it's going to be definitely more than 3,000 difference, right?
Oh, right, right.
So if there's a difference of, let's just say it's 5,000 total that's extra that's owed on your burial. What they'll do is they'll go in and they'll say, hey, he has 7,000 already. We can provide him help with these discounts, and they'll get that, 12,000 down, 25 to 35%. Okay, and then she would have the option to pay the difference out of this policy that you'd get today, and then there would be no one would have to pay for the burial expense, and then whatever's
Oh,
left would go directly to her, or she can just
okay,
keep the money and say burn him. I don't know. You know what I mean?
okay. I already have a lot paid for, a burial lot, and I
Plot,
have that.
the headstone.
No, not none of that. I said a burial lot I have paid for.
Right. It's called a plot. PLOT. A burial
Plot.
plot. Yes.
Okay, plot.
Hmm.
Okay. But anyway, uh, I'm getting company in a few minutes, just brief company, and then I'm heading to pick somebody up to take to the Cleveland airport. So I'm really quite busy. This all come up yesterday, and I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting it.
and
So
I just want to be honest with you, man. I do this for a living, and I talk to a lot of people. And there's two types of people in the world: people that make decisions, or people that procrastinate.
right,
So
I'm
it's fine if
trying.
you do it, or if you don't do it. It's fine if you have 1,000 excuses or 1,000 reasons why you want to put it off. I'm okay with any of it because it doesn't matter if you die tomorrow. It doesn't affect me. But you just got to think if it's something that you can take the 10, 15 minutes to do. Doesn't have to be today, but this is the 14th call I've made with you and the seventh rescheduled appointment I'm about to make. So
Wait,
it
wait,
just,
wait, wait. You said you just made the 14th phone call to me.
yeah, we've reached out to you. We've had a conversation 11 times, and I've scheduled seven appointments.
You got the wrong person. I've only talked to you once before.
No, this is the one where you put a friend down as beneficiary. I have all the conversations here recorded. I mean, the first time we spoke was on seven
Jesus.
7/15. Yeah. And we've talked.
I'm trying to say that I have a real busy morning that I didn't expect, and
Right. So I'm asking, can we schedule a follow-up appointment where you can actually set the time so that this can be the important thing that you handle that day?
I don't know if I'm going to handle it that day. I have to make a decision whether I'm going to handle it that day. I have to make a decision on what I'm going to want, and I need time. And I just got done saying that I got colonoscopy, a vacation coming up.
Right, those all sound like excuses and reasons not to do it. So I'm gonna just hang up, Gary, and I won't call you back. And just good luck, man. You're not the type of person that's gonna ever make a decision. You're gonna.
So as you can hear, a pretty short call, but it's really important to listen to this guy. Yes, maybe I would have positioned things in a little different way, but I think this agent has absolute tenacity in the fact that he keeps following up, keeps following up. He's got a phenomenal follow-up game. And I can really respect that because I don't have that kind of patience, to be honest. I'd rather talk to new people and get people who are ready to make a decision. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm right or wrong. But the things to really listen to with this guy is so you heard the agent talk about how, look, I've called you 14 times and we've had 11 conversations, right, over the span of months. So this agent keeps following up and keeps following up, and this guy keeps pushing it off. Now, one of the things that I would have mentioned is he talked about actually having a paid up deal with the funeral home. Great thing to have, right? I definitely would not tell anybody that that's just absolutely terrible. Maybe they could have gotten something a little better than that. But look, planning is a huge part of this. So if they've got a funeral home, if they've got some sort of policy already paid up or almost paid up, or they're paying super, a super cheap amount for it because they got it whenever they were really young, that's hard to argue with, right? And you shouldn't argue with that. Again, this is you're trying to truly take care of people in the proper way. But in this case, this guy's talking about this funeral policy. What I would have positioned, or maybe a little different position I would have taken is, okay, hey, look, Mr. Jones, when you're looking at this policy from the funeral home, it's important to know that they're likely not to give anything extra to your female friend or companion, whatever he called her, right? They're not going to give any extra money to them, or to her. So you're wanting to leave somewhat of a financial gift behind. And if you want to leave that financial gift behind, you're going to have a life insurance policy that she'll have access to right away. She'll be able to use the money however she wants. So whether it be paying more costs for a funeral or adding, maybe just getting something a little extra for the funeral, whatever it may be. Another thing, the life insurance policy is tax free, so she wouldn't have to worry about paying taxes on this in any way like you would if you just left her money behind. So point out those things about the difference between a funeral home policy and a life insurance policy. And you could even point out that it's going to save him a little bit of money rather than just trying to leave money behind. So little things like that maybe could have kind of flipped the script on him and made him think about it in a different way. But again, you can hear this guy constantly making up excuses. I need time to think about this. I've got a colonoscopy. I am a really busy man. Okay, understood. Everybody's got a busy life these days. However, there is a time when you have to make the decision. And like I said, this would be another time where I would say, okay, look, Mr. Jones, we've talked many, many times. What exactly is keeping you from pulling the trigger on this other than being busy? Is it the price? We need to get something today because it's not going to get cheaper tomorrow. So let's focus on what you can actually afford and get something in place. Now, as you can hear, the agent just kind of cuts off the call and look, I'm not going to call you anymore. And I can't say I blame him, right? But I do like to position that in a way. Hey, look, I understand you're busy. I like to kind of take the little more passive approach in this situation, meaning, hey, look, Mr. Jones, I understand you're super busy, and obviously this is not on your priority list. So do me a favor, keep my number. When it does become a part of your priority list, call me. I'm more than happy to help you get in place whatever you want. I just want you to know that whenever you do call me, though, the price might be different because if you change age, if anything changes with you, it can affect the price. However, you have way too many extracurricular activities that is keeping you from making this decision. So do me a favor, just give me a call whenever you're ready. Now, again, that's where I don't keep pressing them and calling them. I probably would have done it much sooner than this agent. And again, this agent doesn't make him right, wrong, me right, wrong. It's just a kind of a difference of approaches. So remember, you're looking for the suspects, and this guy is a true suspect, in my opinion. With all that said, guys, it has been a pleasure doing another call review. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As I said before, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, the whole nine. Drop a comment down below of what you thought. Maybe tell a story of your suspect that you've run into. And again, I'm here to help. If you guys got any questions, do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below of a question that you have, even if it's random. Keep sifting through your suspects to find your prospects. See you guys in the next one.